Welcome to the Elite Podcast, where we discuss business, family, and life. Now, welcome to your hosts, Mr. H. Rod himself, Henry Rodriguez, and Ryan Arditi, the SCV MVP.
What's up, podcast world? It's your favorite insurance guy, Henry Rodriguez, and I'm here with episode 4 of Elite Podcast with my co-host,
Ryan Arditi, the SCV MVP.
Diddy. Episode 4, man. What do you think so far?
I heard most podcasts die after the 10th. We're halfway there. I think we're gonna make it rain.
So we're halfway to not dying?
No, we're gonna survive.
You know, I'm certain we're gonna survive. But I also heard a stat that once you get to 50 episodes, you actually made it.
That's true.
Hey, so let's keep grinding, baby.
I'm kind of stressed. It feels like we've already done 50.
It does. Working with you, especially, man.
I'm sweating as we speak.
Jesus. All right, man. So Diddy, give us a quick real estate update, man, because the market is still, up and down, all around, hot, cold, man. I don't understand this unique real estate business right now, man.
Honestly, the inventory is still the elephant in the room. Not a lot of inventory. The state of California brought out some programs to kind of help buyers, but that went in a heartbeat. I'm predicting kind of the same this year, to be honest. Rates are fluctuating a little bit. There's just not a lot of inventory. More buyers are out there. It kind of feels like early last year, to be honest.
Help me help you get more clients. Yes, right.
Wait, hold on. That would be nice.
But more importantly, let's give some real estate tips to our viewers in terms of what's going on. What they should be doing, what they should be looking for, who they should be working with.
I think we're not reinventing wheels here. You got to align yourself with agents with boots on the ground who can network, create opportunity, and you still got to present strong offers, right? Don't just be throwing stuff at the wall and hopefully it sticks.
Yeah.
If you're selling your home, it still comes down to, there's homes you live in and there's homes you sell. So those principles don't ever change. I think keep doing the same, but align yourself with those agents who are actually boots on the ground.
Yeah, man, I agree. Switching gears a little bit, man. What is up with this ChatGPT?
Woo!
Man, is it making your life easier, harder? What's up?
I want to talk to the voice, what he thinks about ChatGPT.
Voice. What do you think about ChatGPT?
I think we got to make sure that we read everything that's coming out of ChatGPT just to make sure that it is 100% solid.
So we're fact checking.
What does
right?
GPT stand for?
I have no idea.
Does anybody know?
But I think we have a good guest speaker,
Perfect.
right, for the show to talk a little bit more about that.
Perfect.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't we dive right into it?
Just go into it.
All right. Let's. I'm very, very, very excited about our next guest for our episode 4. He's my man, Tamer. Thank you and welcome to our Elite episode 4.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate you guys.
Man. Thank you for coming.
Thank you guys.
He looks good in the flesh, man. Look at him.
He does, man.
Yeah. I get it called Kobe Bryant, the light skin of Kobe Bryant all the time. So
I like it.
Like him,
all right. Kobe, number 8 or number 24?
Probably 2-4.
2-4. Okay.
I don't
got the afro.
I've been called Sean Penn before.
Lies, lies, dude. Tamer, tell us a little bit about you, where you grow, where you living, all that stuff, man.
Absolutely. So my professional life, I'll start there. Probably just end there as well too. Is that I started a creative technology company about 20 years ago now.
Okay.
Recently, actually got acquired last February.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So the agency part of it got acquired, which is my team. But me being who I am, which is a serial entrepreneur, I can never just sit still. So I'm constantly inventing products.
I hear that.
Yep. So I've been inventing a lot more tech products. We're really going after right now the real estate agents, and we'll get into that a little bit more with you guys. So.
Yeah. Hey, Voice, I'm going to bring you in, Voice. You listening, Voice? I know
I'm
you're
here.
I know you're good friends with
Hi,
Tamer,
Voice.
man.
I'm here.
What do you think about our main man, Tamer?
One of the most solid guys, a new relationship to me probably within the last year or so, but hit it off right out of the bat, man, and brought him in, and he's been nothing but warm and fuzzy and adding value to my life every day, and that's why I bring him to you guys as well to make sure that he could influence his life and have an impact like he has on so many out there.
Damn,
And
Tamer.
I want to.
Yeah.
Fans already.
Hey, Saugus homegrown, baby.
Yeah.
That's Saugus High School, baby.
I don't think Diddy could pay someone to say nice things to him like that.
Can you pretend you're talking about me? Can you pretend you're talking about me?
All love, Diddy. All love, man.
I love the voice.
Yeah, Tamer, the one thing that you've helped me, and again, our relationship is relatively new to a year or two, but you have really solidified to me in terms of my own personal brand the importance of leveling up your brand and constantly evolving it and making sure it's at its peak and it's performing at the best level, man.
Yeah.
what kind of advice could you give other entrepreneurs, other business owners in terms of the importance of continuously working on your brand?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we first met, I'm always saying, I think you've also kind of taken that whole slogan is like, you got to blow the dust off, right? And when
We talk about giving people dust
yeah,
pans, man.
yeah, I always call things, I'm very quick to call things dusty.
Yeah,
you know what
dusty.
I mean? And the majority of the dusty that I've seen are just how people, AKA in your guys' world, agents, how they promote themselves.
Real estate agents.
Right.
Yes, real estate
Realtors
agents.
are dusty? Who
yeah,
knew?
just the marketing, just how they promote themselves, how they,
How they have that picture from like 1990.
that is not them. You know what I mean? I think, those days are completely over, right?
Yeah.
So just even how you operate and how you use technology to efficiently, generate leads and so forth. So that's what I do. That's what I've been doing for the last 20 years. I've been fortunate enough to work with the largest brands in the world, from the direct-to-consumer brands, enterprise, technology companies, on and on and on. Yeah. So that's what makes my career and my job so amazingly special, is that I get to understand business. I get to understand everyone's business, right? I jumped in, met you guys, understood the insurance business and State Farm, and how complex it is on how you guys even operate on the branding side of things, right? So a lot of red tape that I was not aware of.
Because they know the significance and the importance of the brand.
Correct, correct. And as much as I want to kind of release and really unleash my creative juices, which I typically do. I know working with you guys, it's always like a red tape. You got to just stop there.
Unfortunately, it is, but I also understand, as I'm sure you understand as well, right, man? So going before I even go there, like I want to get T-shirts, like we're talking about anti-dust squad over here, right?
AKA real estate agents.
A mop.
Yeah, exactly, the mop. We're gonna mask out the mop, but. Let's dive a little bit deeper in terms of like that brand. And you've actually helped Elite itself with our brand, and you're gonna help us take it to the next level. We have a cool, very unique platform that we are developing, aka Elevate.
Yep.
Can you help us share with our viewers, what that is and what they have to look forward to?
Sure. So this is a brand new project that, it's become a passion project of mine now. We're really looking to, first off, inspire real estate agents to do better, to look better, operate better. And more importantly as well too, is really give them that edge, right? So this is a complete members only. Nothing's going to be open to the public.
Nothing dusty.
Nothing dusty.
It's all about image, right?
It is all about image. It's all about image, and then it's all about also telling those customer stories as well too. I'm a strong believer of that. I've made a career developing technology that helps businesses and people and so forth truly leverage their customer stories. We always say is that, facts tell, but stories sell, right?
I like that. I like that a lot.
And that's, we've just completely focused on that, especially the last 10 years of my companies, that we've been focusing on highlighting customer stories.
I think agents get involved when creating a story. They want it to be perfect, right? I don't want to put it out there because people will judge me.
Right.
Yeah.
But part of the story is we're human.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not so much about the agent, the story themselves, even though, that's good. But when you're considering working with a company, you want to hear the customer story.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
And the customer stories that we focus on are not long format, 5-10 minute stories. Nobody wants to hear that. Well, we call them shout outs, right? We call them shout outs because they are anywhere between 15 to 30 seconds, right? And you can totally make a strong impact. And the stuff that we create for our clients is enough micro bits of content that they can take and leverage it on their social media. And what's also great about a shout out is that it never gets old, right? You can use that same shout out tomorrow or use it next year, and it's still going to influence a customer to potentially work with you.
Yeah.
You know what I was going to say? You've brought this to A-listers, to real estate agents, to different companies throughout, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, from anywhere from Pepsi, IBM, and so forth, the list goes on and on and on.
Throw
right?
names out there like the Pepsi,
but
IBM, small little companies like that.
We've worked with all of them, right? But they've all been learning experiences, right? They've all been learning experiences. But my passion is really in helping the small business, right?
That's awesome.
Because they're out there. Being a small business, you don't really know where to go. There's only so many things you can do to actually market yourself, right? And a lot of people just kind of default and go into like just spending a lot of money creating like fancy ads and so forth. But what what will always work is a customer story, right? So
You know,
I agree.
Tamer,
A customer.
if I squint a little bit and I have one eye looking that way, you do kind of look like Kobe. Just a little
hey
bit,
man,
dude.
hey man.
It definitely does. Huh?
Hey, Tamer, jokes aside, man. Yeah, I love how you're developing, and not even developing, you've already made it happen with your unique software in terms of like, you've taken like your traditional Yelp or Google reviews and capture them with a video.
Correct. Yeah.
What are you seeing is the biggest impact when small businesses like myself are utilizing your platform, your software, and integrated it into their business?
Sure. So we've developed something, a review system that text reviews will never compete with, right? Text reviews are everywhere, but they do not completely humanize the story behind the actual review itself, right? So that's where we are focused at. The world has completely shifted. We're all about video. We're not about text. People just glance over copy. If you go to a real estate agent's website, they use testimonials on their main homepage all the time because they know how important it is. Right. And it's just a block of text. That's what people see, right? When they're on your page, they're just scrolling down 10 seconds, all they see is text. Nobody is reading that text, right? And if they do, it's just like one or two lines, right? But if you have video, if you have video, and there's very short videos that are playing, people are going to listen to those because they hit harder and they work.
I agree. We used to do what's called video testimonials, right?
Yeah.
But the testimonials were like 4 minutes long or 10 minutes long. By the time you're admitted into it, you're over the testimonial. With yours, it's 30 seconds of them talking how great their experience was. I think that's genius.
You
Maximum
could share
30 seconds,
with the rest of your sphere, right?
Yeah.
And what kind of impact if someone's on camera saying how great Ryan is, or Henry is, or Tamer
How great
is.
who is?
Maybe not Ryan. I'm kidding. Ryan
Voice.
has a
Can
great.
we get to the voice?
Ryan, you have a great brand. I've shared this with you,
I
man.
love you.
Not better than my brand, but it's good.
We
All
got
right?
State Farm. How am I going to compete with State Farm?
You can't. You can't.
It's
There's no way. There's no way. David and Goliath. To
his point, real quick, I just want to say I like his product because it can be used for a State Farm.
Yeah.
It can be used for an MVP. It can be used for somebody just
Anybody.
starting.
You're small and pop.
Anybody,
Yeah,
right?
anybody.
Tamer can be for
Anybody with a
anybody.
customer.
Yeah, anybody with
Anybody
a
with
customer.
a customer.
Right there.
Okay.
That is your slogan right there. Anybody with a customer.
And that's what we say. We always say, let the customers do the talking for you.
Yeah. Why not?
Let the customer do the talk. You can sit there and talk about how much you are the MVP, man.
Yep.
All day. And I know you do that all the time, right?
And he does. He really
But let me
does.
tell you, until a customer talks about how of an MVP you really are, I start listening.
You know what,
Yeah,
Tamer?
I
I've
agree.
always said that.
I agree.
Pretty much my entire career is my main objective, and you're just doing it and naming it differently. But I would say I want to create fans, right? But what you're doing is now capturing those fans of mine or Ryan's or whatever small business and putting them into content, into video for me to have forever.
Yeah.
Right. And I
Share
can
it with everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's power right there.
You're completely leveraging the client outside of just a contract,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Before I have so many other questions I want to ask you, but I do want to reel in the voice real quick because we haven't heard from him.
I
pretty much.
kinda miss him.
Yeah, I do miss him. Voice, you got some questions for us?
I do.
All right.
Of course I do.
Let's go.
Let's go,
baby.
Yeah,
Can we
throw
ask
in
our-
Tamer.
You
this
want
time,
Tamer
man.
some questions
You're
too?
giving us all,
come on.
always the
Hey,
deepest questions.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna just start with Tamer then. Let's go.
Let's go.
Perfect.
Yeah, and
Let's
we're gonna start with the one that Diddy bombed on last episode. Tamer.
It's all right, Diddy.
The
It's all right,
voice
man.
is back.
He is back.
Well,
yeah.
well, I know that Tamer and I have a lot in common. So, Tamer, what is your perfect day look like?
The perfect day.
Yes, sir.
Man,
It's a loaded question, but I
Just
actually
don't bring up
like
kids.
it. I like it.
the perfect day is something not bad happening, man. You
Okay.
know what I mean? Like
I like it.
by now you have a routine. You wake up at a certain amount of time. For me, it's 4:00, and I
4
start early.
a.m.?
A.m. Yeah, it's
You hanging out with the voice?
You just start early. I get those 2.5 hours in of just complete silence before the family wakes up, and my schedule is 24 hours in terms of I have a team that is overseas for the last 20 years. So when I wake up, it's not like I'm waking up and just kind of like sitting there by myself. I have a ton of people that are waiting to jump on a voice call with me and so forth. And I just give me an hour to get some coffee and so forth. But the perfect day, honestly, is getting as much done. You actually taught me something, Henry, or you introduced me to
Wait, hold on,
somebody.
hold
Go
on.
A-Trod, go. Go A-Trod, go
taught
A-Trod,
you
go.
something.
It was
Okay.
well, he introduced me to I think it's Ed Milet, where
Oh,
he,
yeah. My man, Ed.
Yeah,
Ed Milet.
yeah. The whole
Splitting
taking
up the
it-
days.
Splitting up the days.
Yep.
Yes. So I've actually
I
have
love
started
that,
to go and do
man.
that.
I like that too.
He actually listens. Ryan, you should take notes right now. All
But
right.
when I got asked the question, I had to think about it a little bit. But I like where Tamer's going with this.
Yeah. So I mean, but that's really it, man. You know, you gotta have, you just gotta be humbled and grateful enough to know that by the time you're at home and it's the end of the day and you're going to bed and you're just kind of chilling, that nothing bad happened, nobody got hurt, and your family's fine. Business was good. Man, that's all you can ask for, man.
Let's elaborate on Ed's concept and strategy. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring in the voice to kind of help me because I know I'm gonna mess up. But voice, please help me out and fill in the gaps where I forget. Okay.
Absolutely.
So essentially, the idea is that traditionally people look at your day as just one 24-hour day. What Ed is preaching is that you split up those days into 3 days. So where he's having
I thought it was 4 days.
It is 4 days.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's
It's
why
okay.
I
I'm
needed,
listening.
That's why I needed the
I'm
voice.
listening.
It's 4 days. You are absolutely right. So could you imagine the impact if you actually looked at your day in 4-day increments? How many more days? Everyone has the same 365 traditionally, right, voice?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So do you want to elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, no, I was waiting my turn.
go,
I was
baby,
Wow,
waiting
go.
my
this
turn.
is exciting.
So
right now.
yeah, no, I really get hyped on things like this too, and it is a total mindset shift. And what it is when you split your 24 hours up into 4 6-hour days, call it allows you to get more done and more accomplished. Especially on those big days when you have a big project or you're working on something big that, let's say, that starts at the third day, call it, right, like in the PM. I think that stops people mentally from getting that early morning or that second day to stay productive in that second day, because all you're thinking about is how productive that third part of your day is going to be, totally just wasting your first 2 days. And he also says some days we sleep, right? So get those 6 hours of sleep in, make sure they're the best 6 hours possible, but get up and spend those other 3 days being the most productive person you could be, and work on yourself at every single day and fill your mind up with all the good stuff and just be a good person while you're alive and you're awake.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
Can I get a macho man?
Dude, can I get an amen on that voice? You brought some heat.
He has a
That was
good.
good.
He
He has a
brought
good point.
some
Yeah.
heat.
You have a
Yeah.
good point, because I remember early in my career, I'd have an appointment, say at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd spend the whole day worrying about that appointment at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Only early in your career? You don't do that anymore?
No, it's a little more experience. But he's right. I mean, if you break it up, then you kind of separate it. You're not so focused on
Right.
that. You're getting more productive. You become more successful.
I mean,
so, yeah.
at the end of the day, it's all about how can you be more productive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I know you can relate to this because we're both big Kobe fans. And I was watching one of his videos. He talked about like waking up at 4 a.m. and practicing for 2 hours, having breakfast, and then practicing for another couple hours, having lunch, then practicing more. At the end of the day, he just practiced more than anybody else. And the 10,000 hour rule. Have you heard of this? You've heard of this, Diddy? You become a master at something
Yeah.
once you've practiced it
Yes.
for
Yeah.
10,000 hours, or not even practice, just done it in your life for 10,000 hours.
And plus, he was obsessed. He cared. He loved it,
You
right?
have
You
to
have to have that ingredient. You can have all the skill set in the world,
Right.
but if you don't love it, you're not waking up at 4
Not
a.m.
even love it.
practicing.
You have to be obsessed with that process. We talked about it in a few episodes ago, but yeah, getting obsessed with the process.
And that leads me to a lead a little bit, collaborating.
Yep.
When you're around that, the voice, Tamer, you have no choice but to excel.
Yeah.
Or you fall off.
I love the voice. Thank you so much, man, for sharing that. Tamer, you talked about, actually, the voice and Tamer, you guys both talked about this specific word, inspire. Can you guys elaborate on that a little bit? Tamer, we'll start with you. How are you using your influence, your platforms, your technology to help business owners inspire their team, inspire their clients and their customers?
I'll default back to stories again.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, stories inspire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you watch a story about a customer, or what I've been seeing lately is that a lot of our customers are using our product not just for customers anymore; they're using it for employees.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And it's helping with employee retention. It is bringing in new employees and so forth. So at the end of the day, each one of those stories inspires.
Man.
Right?
Creating
Powerful.
a culture, right?
Yeah,
Creating a
100%.
culture.
Yeah.
And it's so important to have the right culture when you're running an organization. And it's the hardest thing to do as a leader is creating that culture, that environment that your employees can thrive in. And man, brother, you're doing it. So kudos to you with your platforms, man.
you.
So I'm excited to continue to collaborate with you. Let's talk a little bit more about our new platform, Elevate. So what are people? What are we bringing? So like, what else? We're having our event, and we had a successful event.
Yeah.
And now it's
Should we
launched.
shout out when the event is?
So the event is May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Yep. And what can people look forward to, Tamer?
Well, you'll notice that the branding of Elite is going to be changed, right? We also have introduced our new slogan, which is currently being trademarked, which is "Who you know matters."
Who
right?
you know
Wow, this is the
matters.
first I've heard this.
Did you even haven't heard it? Yeah, okay.
I have not heard this.
All right, man.
You heard it here
Who you know
Who
first.
you know matters.
Exactly.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah. Can we mix in
I
like
mean-
who you know matters MVP?
No. Yeah, who you know matters. But for me, it's such a strong
I like it.
slogan because it truly is, right? It's not about what you know. It's about who you know because who you know matters,
I agree.
right? Man, I can't. I'm so excited to continue to work with you, man.
Likewise, man.
I'm going to segue a little bit because you are a very impressive individual, man.
Well, thank
One
you.
of the
Yeah,
things
looks
that
like
I'm
Kobe. Very impressive.
let's talk about something real cool. Dude, you know all kinds of celebrities. Who are your top 2 that you've met that you love?
The top 2 that I've met that I've loved.
That should have been a question from the voice, by the way. Voice, you slacking.
Should we have the voice ask it?
Wow, how did we go from crushing fire to slacking?
I had to jab him a little bit.
I would probably say the people that I've met, and I'm just kind of top of my mind. I've met a lot of people, and I met a lot of people through my photo booth event company. Right,
Yeah.
we almost 10 years ago we invented like the new age photo booth that ran on iPads, and we completely blew up. And that got me access to all the events from coast to coast. So we were flying throughout the coast. I had no kids at that time, so it was very, very easy. And I would probably say the 2 that really stuck out in my mind that I actually kind of sat with and talked with, I'd probably say are 50 Cent.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, 50 Cent. And another one that was really cool that I got to meet was probably Mayweather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why those 2 and
I know,
how
I
are
didn't
they
see that
different?
coming.
I mean,
Yeah.
Get Rich or Die Trying,
Yeah.
or the Money Team.
I was
Just-
thinking like Tom Cruise.
No,
you know?
just because, when I got to actually meet these people, my product is right there with me, right? It's behind me. It's they've already used it, right? So once they've already experienced what I'm doing and what I've done, they've always just kind of like, these guys are hustlers, right?
Yeah.
So they see and recognize the hustle. So it's always like a pat on the back and then like some words of encouragement,
Yeah.
right? Which a lot of people were just kind of a lot of people that I've met were just kind of cool, and then go, right? So they actually stopped and just kind of told me a few things that will never leave my mind, and those are the 2.
Because at the core, they're businessmen as well,
Oh,
right? They have a
100%.
brand and an image, and I think if you help with that, they're only going to appreciate that more.
I love that.
the voice is
yeah,
back.
sorry,
The voice
sorry to
is
interrupt. I don't normally do
If
this.
you haven't seen The Voice's hair, it is fire.
Is it?
But
Yeah.
it is fire.
You'll,
There's a little George Clooney going on right
You'll
now.
never know. You'll never know.
It's fire.
But Tamer said something like going back to being inspired, right? And he said that his product was in the back and, recognized game. And it was the pat on the back and the things that they said to inspire him, right? And to motivate him to do more. And I think when you get down to, when you talk about inspiring, and that's what it is, it's patting the people on the back and recognizing what they're doing by just seeing what they are doing, their actions, right? Because their actions are what is actually inspiring you. So I think that's why out of all the people that that you're able to whittle it down by 2 because those 2 people said something to you and gave you that pat on the back because they recognized the game.
Yeah.
That's
You
inspiration.
know what's interesting about that? You can take that same experience to my business.
Yeah.
Right?
Tell
Those
us.
people can remember that, appreciate that. It could be a simple pat on the back or a simple text saying, I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. And I've had people remember that.
Yeah.
So I think that's.
And
I
Diddy,
mean,
that's exactly what this product does, is that it captures that pat on the back in a form of a video story. that
Yeah,
you
that's
can
awesome.
always
I think
use.
Today's gonna be one of our first customers.
I've used it.
yeah,
before.
he's on. He's in. See, right here,
Of course.
live.
Let's go. Let's go.
on this podcast. You
Should we
can't
do it-
back
should
out.
we do it right now?
You can't back out.
I'm
Diddy.
not backing out.
All right, Elite Podcast World. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
That goes fast. Why do our podcasts go so fast?
You know
We're
what?
having fun.
You know, in today's world, we gotta be short, quick, and easy, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had another good time.
Tamer, how do people connect with you in story?
Shoutoutswork.com. That's it.
Easy peasy.
Shoutoutworks.com.
All righty.
Easy.
All right, co-host Diddy, sign us off, man.
Episode 4.
Episode 4.
I'm looking forward to 40 more.
All
I'm
right.
excited.
Let's go.
We'll see you on the next one.
Let's go. 46 more to get to 50.
46, 50, we're celebrating.
Yeah, we are.
All right.
All right. Elite Podcast, Episode 4. We're out.
Keep inspiring.